Hey everyone, hope you're doing well today. Another video for you, and today we are learning about Excel formulas. Going to do a little 101 on that. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As you can see, I have a little started template right here, but I'm just going to show you some of the basics. Whenever you're doing a formula, you are going to want to start with equals first, just so that you can let Excel know that it's not going to be static data. So let's go ahead. We're going to enter 2 plus 2. Go ahead and hit enter. Look at that. We get 4. So you're going to want to do equals and then with the number and what your operator is going to be. So the operators, as far as what you're going to use the most, would be multiplication, division, subtraction, and exponentiation. So with division, you're going to want to be using that front slash. And with multiplication, you're going to be wanting to use this star symbol. As far as addition and subtraction, it is the plus and minus. So it will stay the same. As you can see, we are looking at a table. And for this, we're going to want to basically insert a table on the other side. So we're going to come over here. We're going to hit insert it. You're always going to have columns insert to the left of whatever you are inputting. So we're going to go ahead and insert into D. I'm going to be typing in days since purchased. And as usual, if we go ahead and click this top left part, then we can go ahead and have everything just reference in and get completely on task. So with this, we're going to want to start on a formula. As you can see, we have this little formula box up here. We're going to use the parentheses to keep our formulas intact, and it's just easier to read as well. So for this, I'm going to show you guys a small little formula. So with this, I'm going to populate this entire column with a basically results of time elapsed between the purchase date and review date. So with this, whenever you're going to want to add or subtract columns, we're going to want to do B, and then since it's on the second of the purchase date, we're going to do B2. Now that we have B2, you can see that it's highlighted over. And since we are trying to find in between, we're going to do a little subtraction. So we're going to do B2, and then we're going to subtract that by C2. Put the parentheses around, hit enter. See how that did not work? Let's try and figure out why. So we have B2 here and C2 here. We're trying to subtract them both, but why is this not working? Well, let's go ahead and right click and go ahead and look into how the cell is being formatted. So it shows that we're trying to format it by date. Well, that's not exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to want to go ahead and do number. Since we don't need any decimal places, we're going to hit 0 and then enter. Now we have, it has been 5 days between 8/6 to 8/11. With that, we can go ahead and see that our formula is currently working. If you want to paste everything into a column, go ahead and make it a plus symbol by this bottom right, and then drag all the way down to where you want to. Release, and there we go. We have inserted everything into the column that we are looking for. So as you can see, 8, 9, 21, 8, 11, 21, we're getting 2. It looks like that populated everything that we needed it to. All right, that looks great. Now say we are working with, as far as like letters instead of numbers. So over here, we can see I here. All right, since I want to make this also on top, I'm just going to copy and paste right into here. And with that, I'm going to make a new header called username, and we're just going to be making usernames for people. Come over here, sure it fits everything, and here is where we can make a real fun formula. So we're going to do equals, and then now we're going to have our parentheses. So say we're just going to do the first name and then with a dot and then last name. So with this, we're going to be wanting to insert G2. And since we want to have a dot with that, we are going to use the ampersand. And this is basically just saying that we want to add this in as a non-numerical value. And since we want a dot, we are going to just go ahead and add a dot right there. After, we're going to want to add another ampersand. And then since we have an H2, we're going to do H2. Hit enter. Look at that. Now we have Adriana Hart. As far as this formula copying to everywhere else, we can just do the same thing where we drag all the way down. Release, and look at that. We have usernames for everyone. Go ahead and just throw a column, and perfect. This looks like a great data set table. So now that we got this all out of the way, we can go ahead and check out our next example. So here we're going to be doing a multiplication table. Here's the example of what we're trying to get to. As you can see, it is just numbers, no formula. So here is when we want to make the formula. It's going to be different than when we're applying formulas to text as far as our combination is going to be easier. We can't just simply copy and paste like we did last time. So this is where we get into absolute versus relative. Now with absolute and relative, what we're going to want to do, start a formula out like every other formula. And with this, we're going to be wanting to insert B1, which is above the cell. And then since it's multiplication, we're going to be using the star. With that, we're going to use A2, close that off. Now, you would expect this to work, of course, 1 on 1, 1. Bring it all the way down, though, we start having problems. Now I'm going to hit Control-Z to undo what I just did. And this is when we get into relative and absolute. So for that, we use dollar signs. Now I'm going to just go ahead and hit Enter again on that and drag all the way down. Still get the same thing. We drag this way, though, we are getting the correct answer because we are entering the dollar sign in. Now we're going to just go back on that. And since, as far as A2, we're going to need to add in a dollar sign as well, we can just check to see if this works. Pull all the way down. As you can see, it is now working. Now we pull this way, still working. But what happens when we want to turn everything into the table? Look at that, it works great. Go ahead and backspace here. Backspace 2 more times. Let's go ahead and get rid of that dollar. Pull down. It is not the same. This is why absolute and relative are very important. And it is also best practice to make sure to use these as well as using parentheses to make your formulas look a lot more clean. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed, and go ahead and join me next time for another video on Excel.